For the building change task, the first thing you want to do is set up your Geo Database and your feature classes with their domains. So I set up the Geo Database. I have change, existing and missing. I've got name, road name, suffix, the suffix, all coded values in text. I have a polygon with the change field identified, and it's been connected to that domain, and the road field created where the name is connected to the name and the suffix is connected to the suffix. The next thing I want to do is to open up a map document, and the first layer I want to add is one of my imagery layers. So I can put on the world imagery or the street map. And for this map, I'm going to digitize using the street map because I can see the roads really clearly. So you're going to zoom into the area you want to work in, and I like to create a bookmark that kind of sets up so I can go back to that. Then I'm going to add the imagery. There's no known spatial reference. I want to make sure that my extensions are on, and then I can see my image here, and the first thing I'm going to do is just fit to display. And then I'm going to try this with just 4 points, and I've got these cross streets of 15th and Ferry, 15th and Patterson, 16th and Ferry, 16th and Patterson. So I'm going to start georeferencing with that. I'm going to go ahead and open up my link table and turn off auto adjust. I'll move this out of the way, and I'm going to start here, turn that off, 15th and Ferry there. Beep. And then I'm going to click my auto adjust, and looks pretty reasonable. So now I can digitize the buildings and the roads. First thing, a good idea here is to go ahead and export that TIFF using the current data frame. I'm going to put it in. Oh, I didn't link to that. I'm going to put it in here. Select workplace there. And I'm going to name it and I'm going to add it to the map, and I'm going to turn both of these off right now. Okay, I'm going to close my georeferencing tool, and so now I'm going to first digitize the roads, and this is one of the things that a lot of people did incorrectly. Because I want to be able to use this data file for network analysis, each road segment has to be its own feature. So I'm going to start editing. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to start editing the roads. I'm going to take a line segment, and let's say I'm going to start here at 15th and Ferry, and my next vertex is going to be here. Double click, and now I'm going to add the sections. Now there's my next one, and you see that they snapped. So this is still 15th. Oh, and that. double click. There we go. So this is Ferry Street. This is 15th Alley. Oh, that was bad. There we go. And that is Patterson Street. So this is how you build your roads so that you have a network analysis. Oh, I'm gonna there we go. I had an extra point there. So this is Patterson Street. So save edit. So when I'm done with this, I should be able to select any road segment and get that individual segment. And when I look at my road attribute table, I have, oh, there's that's something that needs to be removed and redigitized. So what happens is that that one did not get, who is that? That is Ferry Street. There we go. So what a lot of people did was just to edit this way. So that you don't have any way to make connections or turn if you wanted to run network analysis on that. Okay, so that is the setup and the road digitizing. So now you need to digitize the building footprints. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to this upper block. And these were a little difficult. So I can see that that is the new file. And they don't line up exactly, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. When you're digitizing building footprints, you need to use the best practice at this level of detail is to use the rectangle tool. So I'm going to start editing the buildings, and I can move this up a little bit. So here's the rectangle tool. And the rectangle tool, I'm going to pick one of the long lines here, and then I'm going to draw it across, and boom, that's good enough. And then that building, oops, I'm going to go ahead and make that hollow. Okay, that building, a lot of people said existing, which actually I think it's changed. I think it's a different building, but we're not going to get into the weeds on that one. This building, I'm going to take this long front, move it there. That is missing or replaced. I think this is my clearest edge here. That's missing or replaced. There we go. So I noticed some of my buildings disappeared, and I just realized I'm in layout view. So there we go. Missing or replaced. Let's say you want to digitize something like this that has multiple parts. With the rectangle tool, again, you want to take your long edge here and maybe a long edge here. And then you could just merge those two together. So if I use the editor select tool, hold my shift key, I can grab them both, and then I can merge them together into one building. What's really difficult to do, and I saw this on several, is digitizing freehand polygons, because it's really difficult to get square corners, 90-degree angles on things like this. And so when you look at some of the building digitizing that's been done on Google Earth or Google Maps, you'll notice that many of those are simplified. They probably would not show something like maybe that protrusion on that small house. It would just be, whoops, that's not good because I didn't take a good angle with that one. I'm going to take that long side and go across. So that's going to make a much cleaner footprint, and basically nobody's really navigating by those, but people are trying to just kind of get the general shape. So that's what you see. So basically that is creating the Geo Database, and it's practicing everything we did in weeks 1 and 2. So this is kind of just the exercise part of the tutorials.